So it's time to rebuild this heater box and put it back together with the new heater core in it. My name's Walter, this is the GT350 Garage. I'm here working on my 1966 Shelby GT350, and in this video we're going to put the heater box back together and install a new foam kit along with a brand new heater core assembly using extended heater core tubes so that we can move our heater hose connections outside the firewall on this early Mustang. So let's get started. On my left, I have the original style heater core from my Shelby. This is a plate and fin style heater core. So it's a series of plates that are soldered together with fins in between them. It looks like a radiator, but it's not a tube going through it. It's actually plates that the coolant kind of just travels past, okay? These worked just fine. They produced more than ample heat. They cleared windows just fine. There's no real issue with the performance of this style heater core. So why would I go with an aluminum heater core if the original style works fine? So the aluminum style has some advantages. This particular unit has the extended tubes that go through the firewall so that you don't have the hose connections in the interior. To get the hoses off of these, or to change these if you needed to change the hoses on an original style core or an aluminum core with short tubes, you actually have to pull the heater box away from the firewall at the bare minimum and then cut the hoses to be able to get them off of the tubes. You're going to end up with coolant in your carpet. I suggest pulling the box and hoses completely out of the car if you're going to do that. With the extended tube style, you can remove the hoses in the engine compartment side. You can actually blow some air through here and blow the coolant out, or vacuum it out, or whatever. But you can get this guy out, and you can even cap these so that as you pull the heater box out, you don't spill anything in the interior of the car if you have to pull the heater box out for some reason. Okay, it's time to start putting the foam on this thing. So just a quick little application of spray adhesive. We'll let that dry. And then I'm going to turn this over and do the other side. So that we can get this all applied. All right, so you can see this starts to tack up, and as it does, you want to start putting your pieces on. And I always start with the sides. So get that on there. I'll flip that over. This side's gotten tacky. Now this one's a little bit harder to do because you have to slide it over this control lever, but not really difficult by any means. So get that on there. And I don't know why anybody would put a heater core in and not do an actual rebuild kit. These kits are relatively inexpensive, and the biggest thing is they improve the seal of the box, so they make the entire thing more efficient. sometimes you gotta kind of double check these things, make sure that they've stuck down. And give them a minute, you know? So move on to the next piece. Next piece in this case being this big guy. So make sure you line up your corners. And it looks like we've got, yeah, we've got 2 rounded corners that match the plate, and we've got 2 square corners. So get our spray adhesive on there. Same with there. Let that tack for a minute. And while that one tacks, let's move this somewhere where it's not on more glue. Now, there's some seals on this actual blower motor, and they require taking the squirrel cage off. Let's So if you don't have a T-handle set, a regular Allen key will work. So the way I'm holding this is I'm putting the drift on the center, on the shaft, and then I'm just holding it. There you go. And just tap it out. So let's see here. Fortunately, all these old cars use pretty much the same size stuff. 3/8, 7/16 is real common on all these little pieces. 1/4 inch. And you can pretty much get everything from 1/4 inch to 7/16 out, and you can work on anything in the interior. There's not really much in the way of big fasteners. So gently tapping, not enough to like dent the plate, just to break the seal. Peel this rubber seal off of the motor. And we have a new one of those right here. Comes in the kit. So why not use it? Okay. And it's about time to put our tacky stuff together. So let's foam on that side. Very carefully and quickly put the foam on this side. And then we have our foam on both sides of our blend door for our heater. So we got our new seal on here. Go ahead and peel this old one off of the plate. Have a new one to go on here. It's on here pretty good. Matter of fact, this one looks like it might be the original. So, again, very carefully when you're using a sharp putty knife, try not to put your hand in the line of fire. And if you do have to put your hand in the line of fire, don't use force. Okay? Because we don't want to stab ourselves in the hand and make a big old bloody mess of ourselves. And I'm basically just cutting the seal as I go around. There we go. And off it goes. All right. Quick scrape. Pull out the dustpan and just clean that off real quick. All right, so here's our new seal. Okay, so this outer seal is going to seal to the firewall. The inner seal seals the motor to the plate. So that's how we're sealing the interior of the car. And let's put these nuts back on. This is not a place where you need to start by tightening stuff down super tight. You want to just get it snug and then tighten it evenly side to side. Snug it down. We've got our exterior seal. We've got our wiring will go through here. Now we can put our motor back on. Remember, you have a flat. And inside the squirrel cage, you have your set screw, and the set screw goes to the flat on the motor shaft. Put your screw in first. Even with my big chunky hands, I can do it. Start it, but don't go very far. So if you put your flat up and you hold your bird cage or your squirrel cage so that it's in the correctly oriented position. That just needs to be snug, nothing crazy. And make sure that you didn't put the squirrel cage too close to the bolts. In this case, I've got about 1/8 of an inch, so we're good. That works for me. So, this is resealed, ready to go. And what have we got left? Got a couple of strips. Where do our strips go? Well, our strips go here. I will say this 3M Super Trim Adhesive is some of the best stuff you can possibly buy. It is, however, messy, and there's just no way around it. But when you're putting this kind of stuff together, that trim adhesive is the absolute best at adhering all of your seals. So, and you end up with spider webs of glue everywhere. All right, this guy just kind of aligns right on there, just like so. And then our strips go on the opposite side. So our strips out. It looks like these kind of got squished in the package a little bit, but that'll be fine. They're going to get squished when they get put in the heater box. Alright, so we've got everything glued. Now, when you're done gluing, if you're using this stuff, hold the can upside down in a trash can and go until it clears the nozzle out. That way the nozzle won't get plugged up with glue. A little hot tip. Alright, so I'm going there. All right, so slide this piece into the box without knocking the seals off. It's going to come this way. And then the notches are where the shaft goes. So we're lined up there. And then we have our last seal to install, and that's this guy. So we know which side is going to go down. And I realize I did not spray the box. And I'm going to actually share the glue rather than spray the box. I'm going to share the glue between the two parts, pull them apart, let them tack for a minute. And as soon as they've tacked, then we'll put the heater core in. So while I'm waiting for that to tack, line those holes up, grab the two screws, and I am not going to use a wrench on these because I don't want to break this old box. I am just going to tighten these as tight as I can get them by hand using the socket, and that'll be enough. They don't need to be any tighter than that. So we should be ready for our seal. And now we're ready for our heater core to go in. Now this heater core just slides in. This seal would go on this end, and this seal would go on this end. But these tanks are wider than the original tanks, so these seals won't fit. Let's see what we can do about that. I've already bought them. I've opened the package. I can't return them. So what have I got to lose? And we have a seal. So that will work. That will actually work and seal that end. So let's do the other side. See how it fits. All right, so everybody that says they don't fit, trim them. Snug, but it fits. Okay, so I trimmed the end caps on the inside and removed some material, and they do indeed fit over these tanks on this cooler or heater core. So time to put these two pieces together. I've got my door reassembled, all my pieces are in, and so now we just kind of have to fit this together. You got to tuck these corners into the round housing a little bit and squeeze it together. And then you kind of have to pick a spot where you're going to put your first clip on. And I think the easiest spot to put a clip is going to be this end down here. And snap, that clip is on. Okay. So the next clip I'm going to go for is right here in the center on the top. And again, snap, that clip is on. Flip this turkey over and oh man. This box has seen better days. Okay, so we're going to snap on this end clip. See if we can get a clip on here in the center. And to do that, I'm going to very dangerously cheat. I'm going to use a small set of channel lock pliers, and I'm going to pull the box together. Pull that in one more. Don't want to break the box. All right. So let's give this one more try. Let's see if we can do this without cracking the box. Oh. All right. Okay. All right, so this box has been spread so long at the bottom that it just simply doesn't want to go together. So the final seal that goes on before it gets reinstalled is this upper seal that goes to the cowl, and then we can reinstall the heater blower motor, and we're ready to go back in the car. So I hope you found this video on the heater box reassembly using the new foam kit, the aluminum heater core with extended tubes, and the rubber end caps from Scott Drake to be helpful and informative. If you have any questions about the parts that I use or the procedures that I either perform or describe in these videos, by all means, leave a comment in the comment section below asking your question. I will do my best to answer it as quickly as possible and get you the information that you need. If you like this video, maybe it helped you learn something new, maybe you are inspired to tackle this job on your own project, leave a thumbs up. I appreciate any and all feedback. If you haven't already, be sure to like the GT350 Garage YouTube channel and turn on notifications by ringing the bell. That way you'll know when I post new videos, and you'll get to see some of the content that I have planned as I go through the process of restoring and modifying my 66 Shelby GT350. And for more information on that, you can also check me out on Instagram and Facebook, and the links for that are in the description below. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me for my next video real soon.